Welcome to the Freedom CEO podcast. It's about becoming the chief decision maker over your life in order to step into a life of freedom. From business, health, wealth, charity, and giving back to just doing life on your own terms. I am your host, Shay Mbediata. I am an award-winning activist, change maker, and a multi-facet impact entrepreneur with over a decade of experience in business, philanthropy, and health and wellness. In this space, I'm going to be bringing you insights, not just from me, but from incredible thought leaders around the globe to help you start making decisions towards living a life of freedom so you can live a life you love. Are you ready, guys? Because we are going all in. Today's episode is so good that I had to pause all other episode releases to get this one to you ASAP. And once you listen, you're really going to understand why. But first, let me introduce you to this beautiful, generous, visionary, Katya Nova. Katya is a mom to 4 little ones living in a tiny, jungly mountain town in Costa Rica. And she's the powerhouse woman behind the Matriarch Village, a platform dedicated to lifting and amplifying the voices of brilliant, badass women. In 2022, Katya launched 2 things that went viral. The Confessions, which was a really cool collaborative course, and the Money Boot Camp, a 13-hour live transformational event all about healing our relationship to money, wealth, and mastering affiliate partnerships online. Between those 2 projects, she paid out, get this, almost $500,000 to the women in her community. And this time she wants to double that number through what she is unveiling today, which, are you ready for this? It is called the Wealthy Women Vault, and it is opening up to you and for you, but only until May 15th. So tune into this episode today and be sure to click the link in the show notes to gain access. You are going to get so fired up as you learn how we are going to move money through the hands of so many women. Katya, the queen in Costa Rica, is joining the Freedom CEO podcast today. And I am so excited to have you here. I cannot wait to unpack your story. And also, you're coming on the show today to share something pretty powerful, really magical, and something that has the ability to transform lives, which if you've been hanging out on the Freedom podcast long enough, you know that that is a pillar of mine, of Shane Vidiata's. And so this was just natural. I needed to have you come on. So welcome. I'm so happy you're here today.
I love you, and I'm so happy to be on the Shay Show.
So crazy. We're both 2 Canadians, right? From Canada, decided to get out of Dodge, come to Costa Rica. Why did you make this move? Well, actually, first, I guess you were in the Dominican before then. So your journey even has a stepping stone in between. So fill us in. Tell me about it.
You know, it's so funny. You know, when you meet people and they're like, hey, where are you from? And you know, you need to condense it into like they're expecting a 5-second answer. And I always stumble on this because yes, I'm Canadian, but I haven't lived in Canada in 12, 13 years. And I wasn't born there either. So I was there for about 10 years of my life, the formative years. But then, yeah, you're right. I was quick to get out of Dodge. And it was at 23 years old that I found myself as a wedding photographer in Edmonton, Alberta. For those of you who know a bit about Canada, 8 months out of the year are winter and cold. And I was like, what am I doing? So after a short stint in Vancouver, I realized that I could go to a place like Dominican Republic and shoot year round. Mm-hmm. I had a client fly me out and the light bulb went off. Like, wow, people come here for vacations, but I could actually make a life here, make a living here. And because I've always been an entrepreneurial spirit, I was really excited to make it work. And then, a quick few months turned into 10 years in Dominican Republic. And after that, life brought me to Costa Rica, where I've been for about a year and a half now.
That's incredible. And like, that's not a short period of time. That's a full decade, and making what I would call is a dramatic 180-degree change. Not just, oh, you went 180, moving across the country. That's a big change. You like moved countries, went from minus 36 to plus 36. That's in Celsius for Canadians. Americans, that would be like going from, I don't even know, 20 Fahrenheit all the way to like 90 Fahrenheit, right? Like that is a huge change. Lifestyle, moving from country life to island life. Like, how did you find that transition?
Yeah, I went from, dyeing my hair blonde and straightening it and wearing heels to being on an island barefoot, dreadlocked my hair. it was a really big change, but often we are called to places, and there's the hand of God, right? Like something beyond us is moving our life through this beautiful current. And every place we live in really defines and sets the stage for the experiences we have, the growth we experience, right? And so it was a beautiful 10 years. It feels like a whole different chapter of my life, because I was a wedding photographer, and then COVID happened. My thriving, gorgeous business that I had built up over many years disappeared overnight. I had staff. There were families who were dependent on me. By that time, I had 3 babies. I have 4 now, all under the age of 8. And so I was faced as the breadwinner in my family with this dilemma, as many of us, right? Our lives were turned upside down, and when all of those shenanigans happened on the planet. Yeah. And interestingly, a few months before COVID, I had this voice in my head that was whispering, matriarch, matriarch, matriarch. I was like, what is that? I love that word. It's really meaningful and beautiful. And I had been living my life in alignment with kind of what does modern matriarch do? But that word did not leave me alone, to the point that I had to sit down and take sacred inspired action, right? Because ideas, we all have really great ideas, but are we brave enough to sit down and explore how we actually bring that down into the manifest, into the 3D world? And so I started kind of playing around with website pages and graphics. And I was like, I don't know what this is, but it really wants to be birthed. And to fast forward to really like a couple of months before COVID, none of us knew what was coming, but I had prepared this beautiful transformational event that I launched the day we got the news, the COVID news. So it was such divine alignment. What I created was essentially a hybrid between a summit and an online festival, and I called it Matriarch Collective. And it was so beautiful because, had I not prepared it for months before, all of our nervous systems were completely out of whack. We were in our homes. We wanted, of course, to experience connection. This was like the beginning of the Zoom boom. But I had this gorgeous week-long event ready, and women from all over the world gathered for this free online festival. We had musicians, we had talks on everything to do with basically what we wish our mothers would have taught us, or elders, women elders in our life, that they didn't. All the taboo shit, like
Love it.
all of it. We came together to celebrate what it means to be a woman, a modern matriarch moving through the world. And I'll tell you a really interesting, we're going to talk about energetics of money and wealth and really unpack some really tender, vulnerable, powerful, beautiful concepts in our conversation. And so I want to start by telling you a quick story around this kind of first big online launch that I did. I sat down and I remember crying in my bedroom. I was like, my business is gone. Planes are not flying into the island. Everyone is scared. My photography business disappeared overnight. What do I do? How do I feed my family? And it was such a deep prayer. I pulled out my journal and I had a stack of Post-it notes by my side. I thought, what would it take for me to feel secure in my nervous system and to feed my family and everyone I care about for a year? Because we didn't know how long this was going to last.
For sure.
And I wrote down 85K on a Post-it note. That was the number, 85K. I don't know why, but I just thought, this would be kind of modest, but it would make me feel safe. And then the Post-it ended up, I think, on my bathroom mirror, and from there it got moved. Anyway, it kind of got lost, and I was so busy with the launch that I had forgotten about it. Well, you can imagine what happened. After doors closed, it was a massive success. I paid out everyone on the affiliate system. So we had tickets that we were selling. And then with affiliate links, I was giving 50% of the proceeds of the tickets to whoever had that affiliate link, which is a really wonderful and generous and reciprocal structure. After I had paid everyone out, I gave my assistant a bonus. I was stunned at the number staring back at me. Guess what it was?
85,000. I wanted to do more.
Okay. 85,000 to the dollar.
Wow.
To the
wow.
And that was the first time. I mean, of course, I've always known I make shit happen, right? Like, we're powerful manifestors. But that was the first time in my life that I saw magic, essentially practical magic. How could it be that the precise energetic ceiling that of receiving money that I had set for myself, I hit it exactly. Oh, that was a big moment and the beginning of a big journey of expansion.
Okay. Such a cool story. Such a cool story, beautiful story of what you created. And again, taking an idea that you heard and you sat with, and you're like, yeah, there is no plan B, right? Like, you knew as well, you needed to create something in order for your family, not just to survive. And I love the number you chose for you was not a survival number. Yes, there's safety, but it was like, you could be comfortable. Comfortable is not survival mode. That's like the threshold of starting to thrive, right? Like, that's kind of on the fence where you're like, you're comfortable, you're good, you're eating what you want, maybe going out to restaurants, right? Like, there's enough there that gives you comfort of life, but you also have stability, that safety. From this first launch, how did this change your vision going forward for what you wanted to call into your life?
Such a juicy question, Shay. Okay, well, my first thought was, why didn't I put a 1 in front of that 5?
Right? Yes, I like that.
I guess I can take us right to the next 2 big launches, which were just last year. And I don't think numbers are kind of fun. I'll just say I did 2 big launches and they were in multiple 6 figures. And so it was a really big energetic up level. And I think it had to do with the expansion of my dreams. By that time, I had moved to Costa Rica and I was in such a low place. I was experiencing deep heartbreak. I guess I can share a few juicy tidbits with you. Okay, picture this. I was pregnant with my 4th child. I was freshly separated from my wonderful husband, who it was my decision to leave. So I was going through 2 heartbreaks at the same time.
Yeah.
From the dissolution of the marriage and also deep heartbreak from separating from my lover, kind of who was the catalyst to the marriage ending. I know it's pretty wild, but stay with me. It was the pain of all of that was so unbearable, especially being pregnant and having left Dominican Republic, not really knowing what was next. Costa Rica was really calling me. It was so clear that was the next place. So I left everything, and I was actually the first in our family to come to Costa Rica. Rob and the boys stayed in Canada a little bit longer, and I took my 3-year-old baby girl, again pregnant, and just came to Costa Rica. What was really rough and beautiful about that is I was like, that was really rock bottom for me. Emotionally, financially, I was not in a state of where I was excited to make money. I just kind of let everything go to shit. So savings were running out quickly, and I let everything get to an absolute rock bottom of zero. Staying at a friend's house in a hotel, bless her heart.
Yes.
But these kinds of rock bottom moments are really powerful teachers in our life and huge blessings, because you really get to lay down on Mama Earth or in a bathtub or on the bathtub floor and say, God, universe, whatever higher power, higher self, whatever that power is for you, I surrender. Show me the way. I'm listening. I'm here. Use my voice. Use my hands.
Yes.
Please. And I cried and cried, and I was praying for an idea. And that idea came. There were 2 projects that went viral last year. One was called The Confessions. The other, Money Boot Camp. Again, they were massively successful. And I think what made them so successful was the affiliate model, and that it was an idea that came through me, visited me. And again, I said, yes.
Yeah.
The affiliate model is really brilliant because instead of paying for Facebook ads, and nothing wrong with Facebook ads, but I would rather pay women in my community.
Yes.
And it's so brilliant, because then if it's a 50% affiliate commission that I'm giving, then these women are feeling like they're my partners.
Yes.
And that is such a huge difference. So they were running with it. They were talking about the project in their own words. And the power of amplifying our voices was so beautiful, so magical, that last year I ended up paying almost $500,000 to the women in my Instagram community in affiliate fees between those 2 projects.
Which is mind-blowing, right? Like, that is mind-blowing. You know, even as I'm hearing you, talking about this partnership and rather paying women than Facebook, because 100% we know Facebook doesn't need another penny, but how much more fun as well. Right? You're creating this community of women, this tribe, and just how much more fun, and just even other ideas that then get birthed by bringing a collective of women together in great company. Right? And it's interesting because for me, that's one of the things that I loved when I got the invitation to meet you. Anna, I love her. Anna Lozano, guys, she's been on the Freedom CEO podcast as well. And I just love her to pieces. But when electric women like her call me for anything, my answer is yes, especially when it's within collaboration. And I have been through a massive chapter of my life where I've built what I've built on my own. And I don't want to do it. I'm able to do it, but I want to be in collaboration. I want to be in partnership and linking arms with other women who have a same goal, and if I can help you, you help me, we all win, right? And that is also part of you nailed it when you had chosen so intentionally 50%, because you don't feel the women coming into what you have created do feel like a partner, and they don't feel like they're doing you a favor. They don't feel like, okay, well, I can make some from this, and but she's still making more, because some people would maybe feel like that, even though it was your idea. This is your creation. You would be entitled to that without fault. But how beautiful that you can see even the bigger, which goes beyond you. And this is what we were talking about, is like, you have this idea, but knowing that this actually is bigger than just this one idea, but that it can birth into something so much greater. So I love what you're doing. And I think this would be a really great time. Today is May 1st. And if you have been hanging out on Katya's Instagram, you have been seeing these little teaser drips, and she's been waiting to unveil what is going to be available to you today. And so I'm so excited that you're on the Freedom CEO podcast to not just share, but also we can send this out. If you are listening, you can send this out. The link is going to be in the show notes, that you can participate, you can collaborate, and you can join in. So
and be our partner.
And be a partner. So Katya, tell us what's happening.
Yes, be our partner in the greatest experiment that I've been a part of anyway, in moving money through the hands of women. Okay, so super quick story. I told everyone that I'm not launching anything because it's like a big deal. It's like a birth, essentially. It's like birthing a baby. I think maybe even birthing a baby can be easier.
Okay.
But I was sitting on a rock. There's this really beautiful flat rock on my land here in Costa Rica. And I suntan naked there and meditate. And at the end of a meditation, I received this entire thing, this entire download. Mm-hmm. And I remember opening my eyes and I was like looking to the sky, being like, are you kidding me? Okay, really? You're choosing me to do this? And I knew that I had to say yes. And in the moment that I said yes, you don't have to believe me, but there was a blue morpho butterfly that flew right beside my face. The project is called The Wealthy Woman Vault. It is a living prayer. Once I tell you a bit about what's in it, you're going to be like, Katya, you are nuts. Are you kidding me? Because we are offering the entire vault, which has almost 50 offerings in it, for $55. $55. Why? And that number came to me because it's an angel number that represents new beginnings, big transformation, big changes. And so it wasn't about the value of what we were giving away, like the wisdom inside. It is really, what's the word? It's symbolic. It's symbolic, and it is like a token of reciprocity in moving the energy. There's almost $20,000 worth of extraordinary content, including an amazing masterclass talk with Shay that absolutely blew my mind. It's actually, when you log into the vault, it's like right up at the top. It is an absolute must watch. And so we're offering it for $55. I'm looking up the name of yours right now. It's here. Oh, yes. So Shay's talk is called Investing in Real Estate and Gold Gems of Wisdom. We should have been taught in school.
I know it. Guys, this is the first time I'm hearing the title. So I love that. Oh, it's brilliant. So good.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
good.
And the reason why this project is wanting to be birthed is because there's all of these wonderful teachings these days on manifestation, law of attraction, like all these kind of sexy like wealth code concepts. If you're on Instagram, you have seen this, right? Like, oh, I went from from nothing to 7 figures, all these catchy stories. Where I see the disconnect is financial literacy. Whatever money does come in, what are we doing with it? Yes. Even brilliant women that I know, and all the women in my life are absolute powerhouses, but behind the scenes, when we have conversations about money and investing and like how are we moving money in our life, and how are we creating generational wealth? As our kids are getting older, we are getting older. I'm in my mid-30s. So these conversations are becoming more common. I am realizing that so many brilliant women I know shy away from even looking at their money. They're proud to say that it comes in, but then there's still shame and guilt around what happens to that money. So we all have different blueprints, and for some it's scarcity. Some really want to like watch the money get down to zero and save themselves. For others, it's feeling shame that their account is, at zero or near zero and waiting to be saved. For some, it's saving and holding on to that savings, being petrified.
Deserving. How many women feel that they're not deserving of that money coming in, that wealth coming in, right?
Yes. So there's just so much shame and guilt, even for women who look like they're really successful and beautiful offerings that sell out online. So I was like, wow, even for us, right? Like, if there's a disconnect with these epic women who like look like they have their shit together, what about the rest of us? What about everyone else? So I created, selfishly, the Wealthy Woman Vault for myself, because I wanted to sit in front of the most extraordinary women like you who are just gonna give it to me straight. What do I do if I want to invest in real estate? What do I do if I have $10 or $20,000 that I want to invest? What about crypto? We have 2 incredible talks in the vault on crypto that absolutely blew my mind, because we're either thinking of crypto as like something for the marketing bros, right?
Yeah.
Because I know anytime that like I've heard about crypto up until this point, it was usually from men. And I got a headache within a few minutes of them trying to explain blockchain technology to me. It didn't feel relevant in my life. So this collection, this vault, is a living prayer. It is financial literacy demystified from every possible angle. It's so good. Can I read you a couple more titles?
Yes. Oh my goodness. And as you're deciding them, and look which ones you want to share, I will even say myself, I think we're always learning, so I'm always evolving even my own understanding of money and how to invest better or become smarter, new strategies, new tactics, how to legally shelter tax, like all of these things. And crypto, for me, I have had so many conversations, men and some women as well, but it is one of these things that you're not going to hear it just one time and it's going to click, right? You're learning a new language, literally. So you got to think about crypto as you're studying something. You also then need to put it into practice, and then you just need to continue doing it. So it's one of the things I'm really excited about to access in the vault myself, because I'm not comfortable where I want to be, where I could take a good chunk of money and go, yep, I know what I'm doing with that.
Yeah.
Right. So, I think some people get really intimidated with crypto, and there's a really big opportunity. And rather than shy away from it and maybe feel stupid or ignorant, it's like, no, everybody had to start somewhere. So you just have to start learning the language little by little and listen to other perspectives and bring in new voices. So I can't wait to listen to these powerhouse women. We're going to be teaching on crypto. So thank you, Katya, for bringing that into the Wealthy Women Vault. let's hear some couple of more titles. Tell us.
Yeah, but the crypto. So I went to get snacks for us, as my amazing assistant and I are working on making everything beautiful for in time for the launch. And she texts me. She's like, "Oh my God, Katya, I am making notes, listening to the talk on crypto, and I had no idea crypto could be so sexy. My womb is on fire." So I took a screenshot. I'm like, "Yup, gonna use this in my marketing for sure as a testimonial."
I love that.
Yeah, this is what I wanted. I wanted to make concepts that really like were paralyzing to us. I wanted to make them sexy, and I think we did such a beautiful job. So I'll just tease you with a few more. We've got an entire course from Ali Katz that's called Financial Liberation is the Mastery of Enough. Understand the real economics of money, your relationship to resource, and step into empowered sovereignty.
Wow.
Even the titles, that's like a transmission in itself. Yeah. My dear friend, Aisha Ophelia, has a transformational workbook in there called Money Mastery. Illuminate your shadow around money using practical magic. So we even get witch in there. Of course, our dear friend Anna Lozano has a brilliant talk called Quantum Wealth Codes and Aquarian Business Models.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We have a talk on decolonizing money that absolutely floored me with Isha. She has a PhD and she's Puerto Rican and just brilliant mind. There's even, get this, there's even a 30-minute transmission that I recorded with my beautiful friend, Sweet Annie. For this transmission, she was sitting in the ritual bath with $100 bills floating around her. And she told us exactly how she saved $50,000, bought a forest where she now lives in a beautiful cabin. I mean, it's just
such a powerful image. I hope y'all are taking that in for a second. In the bathtub, all beautiful and sexy, $100 bills just floating around. I love that. So good.
Yeah. Yeah, there's we have a panel of financial advisors who really demystify financial literacy and make it sexy. There's a couple, actually. They're so sweet and so beautiful, Brenda and Jennifer, who are financial therapists, and they have a class called Investing and Financial Literacy for the Modern Matriarch. We have a few women teaching on money and sex magic. And I think maybe I'll leave it there. That's just a few, and like you can imagine, it's all just absolute gold, and there's nearly 50 offerings in it. And yes, now that you hear about this, you think I'm nuts, don't you? That the entire vault is $55. There's no catch, because it's not, I don't want to say it's not about the money for me. I see this as an experiment in moving money. It's interesting. You can come back and ask me how the project did, but I really see this as an amplification of the alive force, the feminine, sacred, energetic force that's money as a goddess moving through our hands. Because everyone who purchases the vault can grab their affiliate link and share, and money with people, even with a small-ish following, thousands of dollars on these kind of like, lower ticket conversions. And it's been so beautiful to see. There are women in places like Pakistan and India and Kenya who have been able, because now we have access globally, right, to so many communities. They've been able to earn money by grabbing a link and not only paying for the offering itself within one sale, but also generating income, which is why this is so exciting to me. And as we're doing this, we're also learning to use our voice, to share ourselves online in a way that's raw and powerful, vulnerable, but not oversharing. There's so much there.
This is, if however, if you're listening or you're watching, this is such a powerful offering, because if you were to be inside the vault and be purchasing these individual conversations, some of them are courses as well, you would be paying thousands upon thousands of dollars. You're easily over like 40 grand in value of people who are bringing you so much knowledge, wisdom, literacy, new tools, application, implementation as well, right? Because it's great. It's one of my favorite lines by Tony Robbins. He's like, where we say knowledge is power. And Tony says, F that. Knowledge is great to acquire, but it's applied knowledge that is the power. Because you can take this course, you can go into the vault, and I'm even saying this to anybody listening. You can go into the vault, buy it for $55 and be sitting on a gold mine. But if you actually don't apply and invest the knowledge that you're learning within the Wealthy Women Vault, then kind of what's the point? Right? What's the point? It's like now you're just sitting on all of this beautiful, powerful, expansive, capable information, but applying it. And the beautiful thing is once you have access, you can take your time and you can go through. But, and Katya, correct me if I'm wrong, to purchase the vault, you only have 15 days right now. So 13. Yeah. So, right. So May 1st today until May the 13th.
We'll say 14th because I'm actually jumping on a plane to Morocco. I don't know why I decided this was a good idea. It was planned like months in advance. I'm going to Morocco for a beautiful women's retreat. And it's a really long flight. So I think I'm going to close doors when I arrive to Morocco, which might be like, probably 14th.
Okay. So to be safe, okay, everyone, click the description here. The link to access the Wealthy Women Vault is included. However you're tuning in, I've got you covered. Click on it. $55. If you are a business owner of any sorts, if you are a sole proprietor, right? Sole proprietor. If you are a business owner, this is a business expense. And this is going to be one of the best $55 you could use in yourself and also for your business to expand it.
It's like the price of a lunch.
Yes, literally, especially in Costa Rica these days, too, right? That's crazy inflation. But rather than seeing as this is something that is costing you, look at this as something that you are investing in yourself. You are giving to yourself. And I promise you, not just from my own conversation with Katya, but if you start applying a little gold nuggets, a little wisdom here and there, you are going to make back that $55.
Even if it's one thing, literally one gem, one piece of advice. If you just closed your eyes and clicked on anything and listened for 5 minutes, it would already be worth it. You know, it's a crazy.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's a crazy statistic that like made me nauseous. I heard this from Claire in a brilliant panel we did with financial planners. Did you know that those people with financial plans accumulate nearly 250% more retirement savings than those without a financial plan in place? Mm-hmm. Like when I heard that, I don't know anybody who has a financial plan in place. Just kind of float around. It's like, wow, that is definitely something to lean into. I really want us to wake up to and play with the realization that we are here to make money work for us instead of spending the rest of our days working for money. That's not how it's supposed to work.
No. And you want to thrive through life, right? Enjoy it, be alive, experience it. And money is just part of that energy again, it's like, you know, so interesting because we get so caught up on money around it and the importance of it. But we're even seeing right now, right, the shift in what we are valuing and currency. And that's a whole other conversation. But as we're seeing currency as we understand it right now being challenged, this is a really great opportunity for people to start reframing, understanding that money is just the value we place on it. And it really is just energy. So one day it could be just gold. It could be just crypto, because we've transferred the value to something else that we're saying now this is the new currency, but we're just moving energy. That's like what's happening, right? And when you start understanding that more, you don't hold on as tight. You're easy to keep it hand open so that things can come land and then they can go. They can come land and they can go. You can receive and you should also give. And the more you give, you end up receiving. But you can't receive when your hand is like this, when you're afraid, scarcity, don't know what's going on next. And the more you learn about money and the literacy behind it, the more you're just confident, period, right? That's the knowledge part. And then we all got to be like Tony Robbins and apply it. And that's where the real power comes in. So, you know, you shared, Katya, at the beginning, this beautiful story around writing a number on a sticky note for your first launch. And I think this would be a really great experiment for those participating in your experiment, but for themselves, of doubling the cost of the course, doubling the cost of the, right? So put that number on a piece of paper, 110, put it on a sticky note and challenge yourself. Say, I'm going to make this investment in myself to learn, but then also to put it into motion and to apply it, and see how quickly that 110 doubling, you're now making back your money and then some to recover your investment. And that would be the first like kind of butterflies in your stomach that you're like, wow, this investing thing, this is amazing. And money is moving through my hands, which is exactly what, Katya, your vision is. And I love it. I am so grateful to just be a part of this, and that we're able to celebrate and make this available to each of you today. So I will say it again. The links are everywhere in the show notes. Go get them. They're on my Instagram. You can click the link on my bio. You can get plugged in. You can also join us, right? As Katya says, once you're in the vault, you can then create your own affiliate link and share it out. And let's all make some money together and have fun doing it. Learn some.
That's the coolest part for me, because I imagine, just grab it. Don't even worry about it. Just grab it. Grab your affiliate link, and then with the money that you make, how cool would it be to put that into crypto with the knowledge that you get inside the vault? Yes. Or put it in one of the savings accounts that's recommended by the financial planners in the vault. Mm-hmm. Because it's free money essentially, right? This is why I'm saying this is an experiment. And I really see the trajectory of what we're going to celebrate a year from now. I want to get together with everyone who purchased the Wealthy Woman Vault, because I'll have everyone's emails, and have a celebration party and see what's happened in a year. And I would love to see some stories of just like fun and transformation. Yes. Somebody to say, I made $100 or $1,000 an affiliate for the vault. I put that in crypto and now it's 100,000. It's going to happen.
Yes.
So for anyone who dares to dream, who is curious, and who takes aligned action.
Yes. Oh, so good. So good. Katya, thank you. Thank you for your vision. Thank you for answering the call. Thank you for putting it into action. And thank you for being here, because I know things are busy, but this is such a beautiful, powerful conversation that we needed to have for May 1st. Make sure you follow Katya. You've seen her Instagram handle come up on the screen. And if you are tuning in, she's also in the show notes. So be sure to drop her a DM. She's got lots of followers, but she says she checks her DMs and she answers them. She sees you. So make sure you drop her a love note. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you, Shay. This has been such a pleasure.
Oh, and we will have you back for sure. We've got to do part 2. What happened with the Wealthy Women Vault? Stay tuned. We're going to bring a couple months to let you know.
Did you just love that conversation with Katya and how incredible talking about moving money through the hands of so many women? I get so lit up by women who want to see other women rise. And that is what the Wealthy Women Vault is all about. Make sure to click the link in the show notes to gain your access. You have until May 15th. And make sure to share this episode with your circle of women. They deserve this. It's going to support them. And I would love to hear what you thought about today's episode. Make sure to leave a review, drop me a DM, and I'll see you on the inside of the Wealthy Women Vault. Thanks for tuning into the Freedom CEO podcast. If you got value out of today's show, I would love for you to leave a review, as it will help my show reach other people as well. You know what to do. Download this episode, click the like and subscribe button. If you feel like spreading more love, hop over to Instagram and share today's show in your stories. Remember to tag Shane Vidiata and the Freedom CEO. My DMs are always open, so drop me a line. I'd love to connect. Until next time, keep owning your decisions to live a life of freedom. Live a life you love.